Hi, I'm Mark.
And I'm Brad.
We're two middle school band directors.
And you're listening to
Nintendo Directors.
Greetings! Welcome!
For real!
Yeah, we're starting. And if you've been watching the video, I'm so sorry.
Kind of weird.
But we're going to get started. This is the Nintendo Directors 2017 awards show, and we're going to give legitimate awards. All of them are completely serious and
Very
great.
prestigious.
Very prestigious. I know that the game makers and developers are all watching and just waiting with bated breath to find out if they will be named.
Flying in.
Yeah.
Yes. Numa is coming in here tomorrow.
We had somebody join. We have somebody watching out there. So if you want to communicate with us, please feel free to do so. You can troll us. I don't care. Whatever. Just feel free to join in the comments on Facebook Live. But we're going to be detailing a whole bunch of awards that we think different games are worthy of receiving. But we're actually going to start, as we always do, with the news. But actually, you've never seen us. Maybe you have. You probably know us if you're watching this. But I'm Mark.
And I'm Brad. Brad Byer.
Wait.
Nice to meet you.
Wait. Let's do a live rundown of our intro. Do you remember how it goes? Here we go. I'm Mark.
And I'm Brad.
We're two middle school band directors.
And you're listening to
Nintendo Directors.
Oh, wait, you're watching.
You're watching
Nintendo Directors.
Yeah, great. We rehearsed this many times.
And all the people have just logged off right
now.
Yeah.
No, we still have two.
Oh, we still
sorry, I should say 3002.
That's right.
So this is episode 3012, and the date is December 28th. 29 now. 2017. We're in the middle of winter Christmas break, and we don't know what the day is anymore, which is really nice.
For another 4 days or whatever.
Yeah. I have an extra week.
Oh man, you get the whole.
Lucky. That's right.
Lucky.
All right. So, anyways, let's get into the news. So, take it away.
Yeah, let's go into this. So, again, today the focus is not really about the news, although there are a couple stories here, which a lot of it's good news. So, we just want to run through these real quick and then get right to the award story. So, this first story that we are kind of looking at here is that Capcom. This is via IGN. Capcom, they want to port games to Switch that were previously not available on Nintendo consoles. What do you think that might be, Mark?
I don't know. I actually haven't given it any thought. What do you think?
Think about it right now.
Well, all the Mega Mans are already coming.
This is true.
I know
Mega Man Collection 1 and 2 are both coming. Mega Man 11 coming to Switch as well.
Which I think the aesthetic looks great.
Okay.
If you're going to go away from pixelated, I think they did it right.
So maybe more. I mean, well, I guess so. Do they talk about franchises or games? Okay, so for instance, some of the Resident Evil games, Resident Evil 5 and 6, did not come to Nintendo consoles. Granted, those are not widely regarded as excellent Resident Evil games, right. But there's an option. There's an option. What else?
Is that Monster Hunter? Which is already Nintendo?
Yeah, they already kind of have Nintendo. Yeah, see, I guess my brain thinks in Nintendo. Yeah. In the Nintendo world, so I only really think of the Mega Mans and Monster Hunters and like the Capcom 5 from the GameCube days, which was really only the Capcom 2 or 3.
Yeah. That's right.
Beautiful Joe, though, that'd be cool if they brought that back.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
And what was it? PN03 did that game ever come out? I know that it was the not Killer. Killer 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't play it, but I heard people enjoyed what they played at that. That actually is already confirmed now that I think about it. There's a new game in that series that's coming out, but I think the article is pretty vague here, like I said. But again, this is just another great example, I think, of more developers getting on the Switch train,
as they should.
And obviously they see the potential of what's going on this console, and so it really it's pretty cool that you get more games coming. So we can't complain.
All aboard. Choo choo.
Choo. Oh, we don't want to listen.
Yeah, I'm going to turn the volume down.
Yeah, let's not do that. So that's good news. Let's go on to story number 2. According to Nintendo's Twitter, this comes straight from them. The Nintendo Switch, of course. Well, granted, this happened a week or so ago, but this is Nintendo has officially sold through, not just like put on the shelves. Excuse me, but actually sold 10 million Switches.
They're approaching Wii U numbers in 1 year.
This is true. In fact, I just saw another story today that in Japan, they actually have already surpassed the entire sell-through of the Wii U.
Jeez. So, I love the Wii U. I really do. I mean, the Switch is way better, but I love the Wii U. But
I have a soft spot because it's somewhat like the GameCube, and then it had such a good library. It was just very underappreciated.
Yeah, it was a small library too, but it was
Mm-hmm.
it was not almost all, but there was more hits, like a ratio of hits to misses because it was such a small library, but the hits were so good. But anyways, yeah, no, that doesn't surprise me. And I actually saw another article today on NintendoToday.com that said their goal is to hit 20 million for just next year alone.
Wow. Well, I mean,
they might do it.
They might, and that's because obviously that's a pretty big goal because the part of the 10 million that they just hit are the hardcores like us who buy it from day one, right? And so they're not going to have that initial stream of people flocking to it, but
right.
So they start to have to go into the casual market or the the people who are like hearing about the second or third hand or however you want to kind of phrase that, but. In fact, now that I think about it, one of the last stories here. Yeah, this just adds to that story. It's again via IGN. They report that the Switch is officially the fastest-selling home console ever to hit the Japanese market. We just talked about how they had already sold more than that. They've sold over 269,000 units this week alone. This week alone, and they still are. I guess in Japan they do New Year's is a much even bigger deal than it is here.
Okay.
And I think they even give gifts or something. So they were talking in there about how they still have the whole New Year's week to go through. And so yeah, the fact that does it makes it the fastest selling home console to hit the Japanese market, which has been predicted that the Switch will soon outpace the PlayStation 2, which if you remember,
that sold just a bananas.
That was even more than the Wii. It was like 150 million.
Right.
Because the Wii was like 100 million, I think, which is absurd.
Which had sold almost all of that like the first 3-4 years, and then
the PS2,
the Wii.
Oh yeah.
It was insane, and then everyone realized, wait, there's not really anything else coming out for this. And
and that was the thing.
You could do some cooking games.
Yeah.
Move a frying pan around.
I was listening to Nintendo Voice Chat on IGN just today, actually, and one of the hosts on there made a interesting point, is that like this year's, because there's the crazy success of the Switch, obviously, which is fantastic, but it's even more exciting this time around as opposed to the Wii days, because in the early days of the Wii, you had your Wii Sports and you had Zelda Twilight Princess, which is great. But you did not have the consistency of all these incredibly high profile games and the swath of indie games underneath it too. You were still kind of in that old mode of Nintendo of, we got this massive amazing game once every 6 months or 7 months or whatever, and then the rest of it was very.
We have 3,004 viewers right now.
3,004.
Yeah. Sarah Hoffman is watching, and so is Mark Wells. So
Mark Wells.
Yeah, feel free to comment and chat with us, because we'll be able to read it, and you can make fun of us all you want.
That's right.
Fine.
Very cool.
All right, moving on.
Let's see, what else do we have? So a lot of those stories about sales. This is kind of a good story, but also I was kind of annoyed about it. The soundtrack for Mario Odyssey has been officially released on iTunes, which, first of all, let me say I'm very excited about that, or at least that trend. I love the idea that Nintendo is finally embracing the world's largest music platform to release, rather than releasing their soundtracks as part of a special edition
on cassette tape,
right? And making it just so impossible to get a hold of it unless you want to pay a ridiculous amount of money. So I'm glad that they're embracing this thing. The problem is, this is for the United States market anyway, for right now. This is a sound selection of the Mario.
It's not the full
Mario Odyssey soundtrack, and there are 12 tracks. I looked at it. There's 12 tracks on there. 4 of them are different versions of Jump Up Superstar.
Oh, boo.
So if you're not familiar, obviously Mario Odyssey, phenomenal game. It's got this amazing part in it where this theme song for it's called Jump Up Superstar. Very weird for Nintendo, but very cool.
It's a cool song. I'm gonna try to, if I have time, I want to try to arrange it for my middle school jazz band.
That'd be sweet.
It's a cool tune.
Yeah, and they have so what is it? It's like a vocal. It's got vocals and words and all. It's this big jazz arrangement. It's sweet. But again, there's all this great music in this game, and they choose to put 1/3 of their sound selection as this
one song.
One song. You get the Japanese version, you get the American version, you get the 8-bit version, you get
nice. All right.
I mean, I guess there's variety a little bit, but I would so much rather have the full. There were so many Kingdom songs that I would much rather have.
Yeah.
But there is a little bit of hope, I guess, in that in Japan.
We have 3,005 viewers.
3,005.
Spencer White is watching.
Hey, Spencer. And so
Mark,
all the band directors.
Yeah, Mark just said, aren't there only like 2 good games for the Switch? Mario and Zelda. Am I right? Stick around, Mark. We're going to educate you.
We're going to help you out here. Very good. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So in Japan, the entire soundtrack has been released. So maybe there's a little bit of hope that we'll get the whole thing. Please, Mr. Nintendo, please.
I'm just going to keep streaming it on YouTube. Whatever. Give it to me on YouTube's complete, or on iTunes complete, otherwise I'm going to YouTube's it. So.
Right. I mean, they do have some of the better songs on there, but man, I wish they had the Cap Kingdom song. I wish they had that other Kingdom song that's kind of spoiler.
Yeah. Stream Garden. Come on.
That one is in there.
It is good.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, okay.
Ryan Christopher is watching.
Hi, Ryan. So let's see. I think those are the main. Oh, no, there's the one more story here. Sorry. This is via GameSpot, and they say there was an interview with the head directors of Zelda, The Legend of Zelda, Eiji Aonuma, and they're saying essentially that the next Zelda game has already started. Yes.
Also, sad face because I don't know how I'm going to find time to do that. Do another Zelda game.
Zelda. I just started playing it again today. I'm very excited.
That's going to be sometime next week. I'm getting the DLC.
Getting back in. Okay. Yeah. So obviously this is not necessarily a surprise. It's been 9 months since the Breath of the Wild, the original Breath of the Wild released, and I'm sure as soon as they started working on the DLC for the game, they started another team on. All right, let's conceptualize what the next thing is. So, Mark, the question is, what is that next game going to be like?
Wind Waker 2.
Wind Waker 2?
And I'm okay with that.
Oh, yeah? Think so? Tell me why.
Because I love Wind Waker.
Because you love
and it's cute. And
it is a phenomenal game. I love that game.
But the art style holds up, so you don't have to make something.
I would love it if they did that, plus also adding the exploration / just go anywhere, do anything parts of Breath of the Wild. Yeah. Which they kind of had that in Wind Waker, but it was still kind of streamlined, especially in the beginning parts of the game.
You know what I would really like to see? Maybe
flood that whole world in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. The post melting of the polar ice caps in the Breath of the Wild world, and that's okay. No, what I would actually like to see is, and it wouldn't take. I don't think it would take too much for development. Is if they did Legend of Zelda Maker, like Super Mario Maker. Make your own, you could do 8-bit or 16-bit skin of it.
That's been tossed. That idea's been tossed around even since Mario Maker came out, I think, and that would be cool. If I don't know though, a Zelda game is a pretty complex. It's one of the cool things about it is the complexity and the puzzles and the dungeons and stuff. Right. It could be cool. I sincerely hope that is not what the main Zelda team is working on. Sure. But it would be great if it came. Yeah. It came out eventually for sure. So hey, more Zelda.
Faith, and I don't know how to say your last name. Faith Ganchua.
Ganchua. Welcome, Faith. That I gotta say, she's probably the last person I expected to be on this stream, but that's great.
Awesome. Great. Our reach is far. Yeah. We have 3,003 viewers right now.
Very cool.
Man, that's great. All right. On to the next section then, which is we always do what we've been playing, and we'll make this semi-brief, but Brad, what have you been playing?
What have I been playing? Okay, so I finally can take a breath. I said I went back to Zelda today.
Of the Wild? Okay.
I see what you did there. I finally went back to...
Sorry.
This is so bad. No, this is good. So I did start playing Zelda again, but before I do that, I went to... finally got to the end of Mario. When I say the end of Mario...
This guy is insane.
I mean, I've got to the end.
Yeah.
I completed all 999 power moves. I got the last one.
I have yet to hit 200, and I feel like I've played an inordinate amount of time in that game, but yeah.
Which, I really think, towards the end there, I was kind of like, man, I really want to get this done. And I did cave a little bit, and I was like, there were a couple moons that I had to look up. I did. And honestly, I was glad that I did, because when I saw where they were and how, I was like, I don't see any visual cue. I don't see any kind of hint whatsoever as to why this would, why should I, butt stomp here on this spot?
Right.
I have no reason to. And so it just, there it was. So, I think there's really not a way to beat that fully without using at least some of the Takatu hints. Yeah. because like I said, there was one hint that was like on the cannon. I was like, okay. Now I'm not gonna tell you where or anything, but but it was like, okay, even just thinking about that, okay, well I guess I probably gotta go onto a cannon somewhere. But it was in a room where there were like 8 cannons, you know. And of course, you have to jump all around. Maybe not quite that many, but either way,
It's like they might as well have said in this game.
right? Somewhere.
You'll find this next power.
You'll find.
Oh, cool. Narrowing it down.
Right. So, yeah, there's actually 880 moons that you actually have to get, and then the rest of them you just have to buy.
Yeah.
Which means you have to, of course, go farming for coins. And the moons themselves are like 100 coins a piece. So, you know, it takes a while to kind of build up what you need. Which, again, side note, if you're planning on finishing this game completely, get lots of coins. And when you find there's 1 or 2 specific areas, that you can just go over and over again and get lots of them. So take advantage of that, since you're going to be buying all the costumes and stuff anyway.
Probably, I don't think I'm going to do all the power moons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But I'm probably about 400 or 500 of them. Like, okay, a good amount. So.
Yeah, get through 500 because that's the last area will open up.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Okay. Spoilers.
Okay, so I've been playing Mario. I've also been playing. I think I mentioned this in the last episode. I got to play a couple hours of Mario plus Rabbids, Kingdom Battles, and that was a lot of fun. I didn't spend a ton of time in it because I was playing like 3 other games at the time, but it was still very cool, very charming, very bright. I love the brightness and the colorfulness of it, and I just like that. The strategy element. It was growing on me. That's not like my go-to game style, but it's still was pretty cool, I guess. Especially the Rabbids characters. I was always kind of like those. So.
Yeah.
Now, haven't you been playing that?
Yeah, I actually just got it. It was on sale after Christmas. I think it was like 33% off or something. So I got that, and which I've been wanting to get for a long time. I loved XCOM. I remember playing XCOM when the updated version of it that came out back in like 2012. I remember playing that. And naming all of my characters friends of mine, and then updating them on Facebook whether or not they died. So that was kind of fun. But
thankfully, there's no permadeath in this game.
Yeah, yes. So I do enjoy that. It's an incredibly cute and fun game to look at, and the strategy is quite deep. So I'm really liking where the game is going. So I like Mario plus Rabbids. I've been playing quite a bit of that. Been doing my Mario. Been doing quite a bit of Mario Odyssey.
You been play? Has your daughter been watching you play Mario?
Yeah, and like anytime we get to an area where she, because she doesn't like conflict in that game.
Okay.
So anytime I get to an area where I'm like, okay, she can run around in this open area for a while. And my daughter's 5, so then I'll hand it over and she loves it and she's running around, and as soon as she sees like a Goomba, she's like, Daddy, take it. All right. But we're working on that. But we've been doing that. Did a little bit more Cat Quest, which is stupid fun.
Top cat RPGs of the year.
Oh, absolutely. Right up at the top of that list. So, been doing that. What else? I've been doing a little bit more Doom, working my way through that game. Really hard. Really, really hard. And that's on the easiest difficulty level. But it's enjoyable, and still remarkable that they got that on the Switch. And then been doing an insane amount of Rocket League lately. So
wow.
The idea of cars with rockets playing soccer is the simplest, amazing, brilliant, crazy idea. And I love it. It's super fun. So been playing a lot of Rocket League, too much Rocket League.
One more thing I didn't add on my list here is I finally, it released a couple of weeks ago, but until I finished Mario, I didn't want to start it. Finally started playing ukulele.
Yeah.
Which I've been waiting for literally like 2.5 years, something like that, since they originally announced it. Which I can't even believe it was that long ago that they actually made that Kickstarter.
It does seem like it was pretty recent in retrospect.
Yeah.
So 2 years.
So I've only been able to play an hour or 2 of it, but man, the sounds and the sights and the overall charm of that game just like my nostalgia bone is just like
Tickle.
Yeah, all over the place. It's so reminiscent. Like it brings me back to all these things. So it remains to be seen whether the actual gameplay will hold up over once that nostalgia wave kind of wears off. But man, I'm having a blast right now.
Cool.
It's great. A little finicky with some of the jumping mechanics, but
okay. I'm thinking I'll get that if it's on like a summer sale at some point.
Yeah. and they all of the updates that they've done for the other versions have been included. Like this is the most complete version of on the Switch here. So this is definitely the time to jump in. So all right. That's what I've been playing. Yeah,
that's what I've been playing. Why don't we get to the awards?
Ooh.
And at this point, we really are looking. If any of you are watching this and you've got your keyboard out, please argue with us over any of these. If you don't agree with us, we'd be happy to tell you why you're wrong. So
we're good at that. We
are.
Do that with each other.
So
we teach middle school. I mean, we're very well trained.
So job of saying you're wrong and please wear deodorant. So
yes.
So here we go.
All the deodorant. Okay. So how is this set up, Mark? How are we gonna do this?
Well, we're gonna announce different categories, and we'll also give some honorable mentions if we feel there are any games that are worthy of being mentioned. We're gonna have some award music.
Oh, that's right.
Because Brad just got this.
Yes.
So we're gonna.
This is my great new Christmas present.
Yes.
Very cheap, very China-y, but kind of fun. I have 2 music degrees.
There we go. That's fantastic. Yeah. So we will be having some award music as well of varying quality.
Yes.
So that's perfect. All right. So here we go. So why don't we start off with the best racer?
The best
racer of 2017 for Nintendo would be Mario Kart 8. Surprise, surprise, although there was Fast Race RMX or whatever it's called.
Yes, RMX.
Which I'm going to, again, this is the best games that we've played of 2017. Right. But your award is in the mail, Mario Kart developers.
That's right.
It's
both of you.
Yes. So Mario Kart 8, it's a rehash. But it's great. And I gotta say, having young kids play this version, the fact that it pulls you back on course.
Oh, it has the assists.
It's awesome.
That makes it great for families.
Yeah. So best racer, Mario Kart 8, because that's the one I've played. And it's fantastic.
No, I think I remember right. I don't.
Would there be one that would beat it?
Right, and obviously it wasn't technically originally released in 2017.
Right,
but we don't care.
Yep.
Because it does have those all the enhancements and the DLC and the battle mode stuff is great.
Battle mode. Yes.
So you can't really beat that. So there's plenty of there's so much to do. I mean, I haven't personally pulled the trigger on getting it again yet, but I'm just probably because I've got all these other 70-hour games just. Plus,
too many games,
or 170 hours in Zelda's case.
Games.
But yeah, lots of good stuff with that, and it's just perfect for doing the Switch stuff on the go. You can just throw off a Joy-Con and give it to a friend.
And I was playing Mario Kart 8 for state finals for marching band, or the bus ride down to Detroit.
Right.
This is 11 years in a row now.
How many kids did you have? Or did you just hand out Joy-Cons?
There were only, I think there were only 4 kids this time that had a Switch.
That's pretty good.
That should go up in years to come. It was Mario Kart DS for a decade, and I destroyed my students for a decade. There's only one that was close. Actually, there were 2 that were close. There was Bethany Mazurek and Judson Walsh. Judson actually beat me. Bethany was really close. Everyone else was just like, school's in session, kids. All right. Like, I just destroyed it. But yeah, so Mario Kart 8 is the new thing for the trip down to state finals.
Look at the likes.
Look at that.
All right.
People are liking. They like us.
They really like
us. These aren't fake. Okay. All right. So that's best racer. Next, the best strategy game of 2017. Two-note song. There's a third eventually. Is Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, because it's the only strategy game that we've played.
Okay, but for real, it's a pretty good game. It's an awesome game.
Yeah.
And we kind of talked a little bit, but yeah.
Yep.
Totally charming. It's actually a quite deep.
Yeah.
Strategy game, despite the fact that it actually was successful blows my mind. It's Mario with guns.
Yeah. which shouldn't work, but it works really well.
And he doesn't even really jump.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Well, there's the assist. Yeah. But yeah, great game. Really good game. Deep strategy. Works better than you would probably think on your first hearing of Mario plus Rabbids.
Yeah. The
With
Rabbids.
guns?
What are your personal? Okay. Did you ever play the very original Rabbit or Rayman? What was it? Rayman Raven Rabbids.
I did not play that.
Okay, so that was actually a pretty fun game.
Yeah.
I really appreciated the Rabbids at that time. I thought that was these guys are hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Dumb humor sometimes, but
Yeah.
but at the same time it was just they just look at the camera and they're like ah.
Yeah. My daughters love
Right.
that. The Mario Rabbids trailer where they end they think that's the funniest thing they've ever seen. So yeah, it's an amazing game. I played a lot of Rayman Origins, which was fantastic. Yeah. What about Pokemon Crystal for Game Boy Color? Shh, spoilers is coming up.
Just relax.
Nick,
Relax.
easy. Good to see you, Nick. By the way. So.
Hi, Nick. Nice to meet you. Sort
of. Virtually.
Yes.
Yeah, so
right,
that's best strategy game. Why don't you announce the
next category is best multiplayer game. I was thinking maybe we should even qualify this as like couch co-op or like best couch multiplayer.
Nintendo multiplayer.
Sure.
Which
Nintendo
is
local multiplayer.
Local.
Yeah, essentially.
Best local.
Best multiplayer game. Let's see what I come up with this time.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
It's good.
Okay, so
by the way, there are 4 music degrees between the two of us, so that speaks volumes.
yes.
Nick Monroe says Splatoon. We actually are going with Snipper Clips. If you haven't played Snipper Clips, you have to. I've yet to play this game where it hasn't ended in tears of laughter. Like just my cheeks hurt when I'm done playing this game. Everything. It's pure joy, and it's hilarious. It's awesome.
Now, that's not to diminish the fact that Splatoon is awesome.
Splatoon is fantastic.
I didn't play it. Like I played 1 or 2 of the test fires. Yeah, test fires.
Global test
fires. Yeah. And I totally see the immediate appeal of that game. It's just going through, all the different types of competitions that they have, and the different updates that they have to the old formula. You played a lot of the original Splatoon, right?
I did play. I played every global test fire. I
Okay.
never bought it, and I don't
part
know
of the
why.
problem, man.
I don't know why I have not bought Splatoon because it's everything I want in a shooter. Like it's just fun, and I haven't bought it yet. So again, this is games that we've played. But Splatoon 2, by all accounts, is fantastic, and I will be purchasing that probably over Christmas break here. So.
But Snipper Clips though.
Yeah, Nick Monroe says downloading it now. You should. There's a free demo, and awesome. I think it's $20 for the whole game. So
yeah, and then there's the expansion pack which just came out, which totally like updates the game and gives you way more hours to play, new ways to play.
Yep,
it's awesome.
It's puzzle solving mixed with like I'm done solving this puzzle. I'm just going to cut you up into ribbons, and then we're going to run around and have a battle for a while.
And again, like we talked about before, the vocabulary that you come up with when you say this.
It's so great.
Cut me on my shoulder.
Yeah, I think it's a shoulder.
I think, yeah.
Don't cut where my eyeball is. Please don't cut my eyeball off. Okay.
Now jump to there and go on my head.
All right. And the facial expressions of the characters it's just hilarious. Yes,
it's brilliant. Clips. And that was like a launch game.
A launch game, a new IP, and it's. I hope that they make more. Like, just keep giving us more DLC is fine. But yeah, great game. So
good for them.
Best local couch multiplayer game is Snipper Clips for 2017. By the way, developers of Snipper Clips, your award is in the mail. It's not. It's never coming. It's never coming.
Unless you fly to Grand Rapids.
Yeah, we'll shake your hand.
Yes. So, actually, we'll probably do more.
This is a prestigious award.
Yeah, so we'll put you on the next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please. Okay. Moving on. Next up, the best. Here we go. Oh no, I skipped one. Here we go. Yeah. The best fighting game.
I think you get a chance this time.
No. You keep doing.
No, man. Come on, you guys.
Okay, I'm gonna do a different key then.
That's fine. Oh. The weirdest thing about this is that you can't actually blow into it unless you're pushing a key down.
Oh, really? Oh, there's resistance.
You just Okay,
I'm
then
gonna
it comes
add
out.
a lot. I'm gonna
Okay.
add a fermata on that rest.
I was just making the.
Brad's gonna pass out when he's done. But all right,
But
so
the people won't know the fighting game then. Mark.
yeah,
We need to give them
the
the fighting
best
game.
fighting
What's
game
the best fighting
of
game?
2017 is Snipper
Clips.
Arms.
Oh,
But Snipper Clips.
Snipper Clips.
Tie. I don't know. They're both great. I'm gonna. Snipper Clips already got one. But it's kind of a fighting game.
It's funny, right? Because
game.
how many times have you yelled at it's okay? Maybe we should have given that to Overcooked for. I hear there's some pretty great friendships that are destroyed by that game. But
I'm gonna go with Arms. On
okay,
this.
okay.
Arms. I've probably played about 5 to 6 hours of it. Really fun game. Nick says Smash. When it comes out for the Switch, that will win probably for years and years and years. The best fighting game because they'll probably have DLC for it, and then it'll win the next year. And
side note: do you think when they do, which I believe they will in 2018, almost certainly?
Yeah.
Will it be a totally new Smash game, or will it be Smash 4 with like Splatoon characters and Arms characters and?
Man. Did it seem to you like the developer, whoever the head developer was?
Sakurai?
Yes, that he was pretty burnt out at the end of
I
Smash.
almost get that sense, yeah.
Yeah, so
he's been working on it for
right.
a huge portion of his career. Granted,
Right.
he did it 4 times, and
Right.
I feel like he liked it.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised with Smash 4.
Okay,
but
which honestly I'd be fine with. That's a great game.
It's an amazing game. So
game.
please bring that over. So yeah.
Okay, but Arms.
Yeah,
you're
Nick
the one who's played the most Arms.
Nick says esports Smash for Switch. Get ready for it. That would be. I don't know why they haven't done it. Honestly, it would be.
Oh yeah, for Switch. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
they should port it. I mean, they really should.
And we've already talked about how there's the ports for the GameCube controllers. That's definitely happening.
Yeah. But yeah, so Arms.
Who gets the award? They're probably like, we're getting an award, but they're not talking about us.
Because the developers for Arms are watching.
Exactly.
They've been waiting with bated breath.
You, my friends, can be you are part of the same audience that is watching.
Isn't it amazing?
As all the fantastic developers.
3,003 viewers right now. So yeah. So Arms. It's everything that fighting games on the Wii said they'd be, but definitely weren't. It feels so good, and I love being able to throw a punch and twist it as you're going and change the angle of it. You can connect with people from long range, even if they're dodging, you can hook your punch to hit them.
It's pretty deep.
It's great. It's really fun.
I'm really bad at it.
I'm not great at it.
When I played it at the Great Big Great Big Lot, I was just granted I didn't practice a lot. I played just one or two rounds, but man, I was so bad at it.
Yeah.
Really,
there is a learning curve for sure, and I've gone online maybe 3 times with it, and one time I felt like I was in an even match. The other 2 times it was just like, I'm just like raw meat for them. Come cook me up and eat. I'm done. It wasn't close, but it's fun. It's really fun. I got through a bit of the single player part of it, and it's fun.
That reminds me of like the sad day I had when I was playing Puyo Puyo Tetris, which I love that game.
I just got it from the library.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I love Puyo Puyo so much. It's so awesome. And so I would go online and I would do so well. I did a lot of online matches. I probably won at least half of the ones that I played.
Nice.
But then I hit your level keeps going up and up and up, and then I hit a wall where I was just like, why am I playing against the 1,000th best player in the world right now?
Right.
And I just can't even, I just get owned. I can't even, and so it stopped being fun, which is unfortunate. But,
yeah, that's too bad.
Oh, well.
Yeah, Nick says, is Arms like Wii Boxing? It's what Wii Boxing wants to be when it grows up. So, Arms is fantastic.
It's much deeper. It's much, obviously, the controllers are much more fine.
Accurate.
Yeah, much more fine-tuned.
Yeah.
And so congratulations to Arms, best fighting game besides Super Clips.
I want to do this next one.
Go for it. Yep.
So here we go. For 2017, the best rocket-based car soccer game is...
Which one? Which one is it?
Out of the one, it's... Rocket League! Rocket League. Oh, we're going to break?
Yeah.
All right, good. All right.
We're good. We're good.
Rocket League.
Cheap Chinese stuff.
Because it's amazing. And Rocket League. Do I need to explain it? It's been out for a while, but it's finally out for the Nintendo console. And Rocket League is amazing. It's
category.
so good.
It's so, hotly contested.
There were a lot up for this one. I'll between one of them. So,
Yes.
But way to win that one, Rocket League, because you deserved an award, and we're going to make sure you get the recognition you deserve.
Yeah, we probably could give that best online multiplayer game to...
Oh, wow. Nick says you're talking to a champ rank on PC.
Dang.
Please don't ever play me.
Good work. Yeah.
He
can. I think it's crossplay, right?
It is.
Yeah.
I don't want to play you, Nick, because I want to at least feel semi-good about myself in the game. So.
Right. Yeah.
There have been times where I'm so bad. I do something so bad that I just purposely do bad the rest of the game. So they're like, oh, okay, he was just a
noob. Okay.
Yeah, as opposed to like, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. So that's happened probably 3 or 4 times where I'm like, I didn't mean to score on my own team. I'm just going to do that from now on. Look at this, guys. Hate me, but whatever. But at least you won't think poorly of me skill-wise. So, yeah. Nick says, I can carry you to Diamond. I didn't know that was a rank. I'm semi-pro.
I'm like Clay.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Such a good game, though. Such a good game. Rockets attached to cars, playing soccer.
Great.
Brilliant.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next category is, we call it Best Indie Game, which is kind of a not great category because indie is becoming such a nebulous thing these days. But hey, it's still a thing.
PayPal
So
me. I'll PayPal you on that, Nick.
okay,
Sorry,
great.
Go ahead.
So we've got the best indie game is not. Oh, the best indie game is. Okay. Best indie game is Cuphead.
Kufid.
Which is not on the Nintendo system, but that is a phenomenal game. Ridiculously hard. Too hard for me. I'm really, really bad at that game. I'm a big baby when it comes to hard games. But, okay, so the best indie game is Cuphead. But we can't do that because it's not a Nintendo game. We're going to give it to it anyway. However, I guess in lieu of that, we could probably say Stardew Valley. Because Stardew Valley is incredibly addictive, and even though I haven't put as much time into it as I know many people have lost their lives to, it definitely scratches that Animal Crossing itch in a sense good Animal Crossing game, because we're not counting Pocket Camp, because that's just not a great Animal Crossing. It's not a good Animal Crossing game. So yes, best indie game goes to Stardew Valley and Cuphead. So I'm just saying, are there any other, since that is kind of a more broad category, would you give any honorable mentions to that?
9 Parchments.
Oh, have you played that one?
Yeah, it's
awesome.
It's good. I forgot to mention
that's
that.
That's an RPG, right?
Yeah, yep. My wife and I have played it. We played through the demo and we downloaded the game, but we haven't played much beyond that. But it's,
tell me about that game, because I feel like that's a kind of an awkward, or not awkward, but just a strange type of game, right?
It is. It's and I'm saying this with almost absolute certainty, just because of the narration and the look of the game. I think it's the same developers as Trine. I think
you're right about that.
Yeah, it feels like I'm playing Trine in a more 2.5 3D setting, and I loved the Trine games. My wife and I played through both of them, like really fun. Yeah. But 9 Parchments is great. It's you get different kinds of spells, and they interact with other spells well or poorly. So like you're trying to make sure that the spells you're casting are gonna, set up your teammate to, deal maximum damage. Or
isn't that a co-op game?
It is.
Okay,
yeah.
So up to 4 players.
I think so. We do 2-player. I know
okay,
that.
Yeah.
So, but 9 Parchments would get definitely an honorable mention.
Okay.
Great game.
Let's see. For me, if I had any indies, I mean, I don't know. Can you count Yooka-Laylee as an indie? It's Kickstarter, but it's from Expert. I mean, they're a small team, so yeah, we're gonna call that. It's a super fun game. I would definitely recommend it. I'm trying to go through my head.
Lumo is pretty fun.
Okay. Yep. Mm-hmm. So yeah, plenty of good games to look out on the indie scene. What do you got,
Nick?
Okay, we got a one-man conversation here. This is great.
But that was you left. I left my wife for an in-game wife. She's much cuter.
Oh, gee. That's terrible. Oh,
Trine is a fun side scroller, though. I would agree. So, yeah. All right.
Next up, we call this category the Odd Couple, and I think you'll understand why once we get there. I don't know the Odd Couple song. Dang it, I didn't think about that ahead of time. Yeah, that works. A nice major chord, and it always saves the day. We call this the odd couple, and it is Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces. Sonic Mania is awesome. Tell me about Sonic Forces.
I don't want to.
Do it.
No, don't make me.
Sonic Forces is not awesome. So
awesome?
They came out.
Awesome.
So they came out in the same year, but totally different kind of ideals. The Sonic Mania, going back to those 2D roots of, well, I mean, literally just stealing things from the old games that were actually good. Because so many of the more modern Sonic games have really lost their way in terms of just being fun and having good control schemes and a meaningful. I don't know if narrative is the word, but like making you get engaged in the levels and stuff.
Right.
And just constantly, the Sonic Mania constantly surprising you with variations on the levels that you're so familiar with, including some of their own levels too, like brand new levels in that old aesthetic and that old style. Sonic Forces, just trash.
It's best left unmentioned.
Best left.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're both Sonic games. They both came out in the same year. They should be friends. They should both be great, but they're just not. So we call it the odd couple.
Yeah.
Okay, go on. Why don't you do the next?
Yeah. By the way, hi, Melissa.
Hi, Melissa.
All right. Next, let's see. We're looking at. There we go. This award is called the 2017 award for Tickle Your Nostalgia Bone Award.
We had a little bit of a thing of this before. Okay.
Ukulele.
You mentioned this.
Ukulele.
Ukulele, yes.
Yeah.
Once again, I mentioned this. I was talking about this before. It's just the incredible attention to making it sound exactly like every banjo game from the past. Like it is Banjo-Kazooie for a modern age. Just the dialogue and the wacky, this crazy wacky characters that are just like they're just disgusting and weird, and some of them are disgusting. Just totally taking every cue from Banjo-Kazooie, which again was what they set out to do, and they definitely succeeded in that. Again, not perfect, but I'm having a blast with it. Just it's a whole lot of fun, and it definitely makes me think of my days with my N64, all that stuff. It's great. So play it. It's good.
Hi, Abigail.
Oh,
all right.
Abby, how's it going?
Next up.
Okay, we're getting close. We're getting close to the big ones here.
We are.
And then I don't know if we mentioned this. We have a couple extra
prestigious.
Extra
awards.
prestigious, yes. Extracurriculars, if you will. Because we're teachers. That's why. That's why. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So we're gonna go on to the next category, which is best platformer. And there were.
Was Banjo-Kazooie a PS game?
A PlayStation
1?
No, but no, it was only N64. Banjo-Kazooie.
N64. Okay.
Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie are N64.
3,006 viewers. Yeah.
Although it did eventually come to the Xbox 360. Both of those games got updated or texture or up-res, I guess is the word for it. But that was much later.
Okay.
So they originally came out in 64. So.
Okay.
All right. Okay, best platformer.
Best platformer of 2017 is. Would be
Super Mario
Odyssey.
Is absolutely
shocker
deserving about this, and we wanted to make sure we could have done this for a dozen categories probably.
In most years this would probably just win every category.
Absolutely, yeah.
Such an amazing game. So good.
Totally reinvents Mario or at least modernizes it. It makes it, and especially since it is for the Switch. That bite-sized pick up and play, put it back down, put it in sleep, and then you just pick it up, play for a few moons,
I love it.
grab a few moons and put it back, or you can sit down and play for 10 hours and you have never-ending stuff to do. There's so many moons and so many, especially towards once you beat the main campaign, there's so much to do in terms of post-game stuff. Obviously, we've talked about 900 plus moons, almost 1,000 moons, and but after that post-game stuff, the challenge ramps up significantly.
Sure.
And just like any Mario game, it becomes really, really excellent in just really pushing pushing you to the limits and doing really cool things. This one unique thing I found in this game were the hint pictures that were scattered throughout the game. Essentially, you find these throughout the worlds, and I regretted this after I got probably halfway through the game or something because I hadn't been taking pictures of them with my camera, like my screenshot device.
Those hints.
Yeah, because I thought, I don't need hints. I'm just gonna find all these on my own. No, turns out you can't do that. Like you literally have no way to find those moons unless you have this hint art.
That's good.
So I had to go back and find.
Because I've been doing the hints, so
right.
That's good to know.
So, right. but they're really clever ways. Some of them are devilishly hard, but they're really clever in the way that they show you a picture of either an area. It's almost always an area in a world or some kind of weird representation of what like. A symbol of something in the world, and they'll show you either where a moon is within that picture. But again, they don't give you any context, so you have to be like, okay, what aesthetic does this kind of look like? And so what kingdom might it be in? And then you got to search within the kingdom, like, okay, where is this? And there's even one, I thought this was brilliant. They showed you a picture, and you could clearly tell, you knew what kingdom it was in for sure, but you had to like look at this thing, and I won't spoil what it is, but you had to like look at this setting, and it wasn't showing you where the moon was. It was showing you where you had to stand to get that exact frame of picture in your screen. And then that spot that you were standing on, you had to butt stomp, and that's where the moon would come out.
Oh.
So I thought that was pretty brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, it's just an incredible experience from beginning to end.
By the way, hello, Brittany.
Hi, Brittany.
And Anthony.
All right. Okay. We'll rack them up.
Yeah.
All the thousands.
We've yet to dip below 3,000. That's good.
And obviously, it is a platformer, so it really, like I said, especially in the end game, it really will test your mettle on your skills. The very last area in the game is in traditional fashion. It's this just like hard as nails, completely insane platforming challenge.
Harder than Champions Road?
Not harder than Champions Road.
Okay, all right.
I probably died.
I gave up on
maybe
Champions
25
Road.
or 30 times for this, and I finally got it. Champions Road, easily 400 lives.
Yeah.
I did finally conquer it. That was from Mario 3D World.
Yeah.
And I'm very glad that I actually did it. But this is a little bit lighter on that, which was kind of nice.
Well, while we're talking about this, why don't we go back and like give your top 3 Mario games of all time?
Oh boy. Where does Odyssey rank and all that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think, I guess I need to go back and play some of these because I don't know exactly how much the nostalgia is impacting this. But honestly, I think my favorite Mario experience that I remember from now on, or from then, is Super Mario Galaxy, the original. Mm-hmm. There may have been a few better mechanics in Super Mario Galaxy 2, but I don't resonate with that game as much as I did the original.
Sure.
And it just blew me away with its creativity and its just the wonder of being in space and all the exciting things that were going on, and just the music was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Best Mario soundtrack ever for sure. And yeah, just Gusty Garden Galaxy. That is one of my favorite.
Yeah, the Super Guitar Bros. Super Guitar Bros, a video game cover band from Detroit, 2 acoustic guitar players. Man, they do an amazing Gusty Gardens. It's gorgeous. It's awesome. So
yeah.
So
I would probably put that at number 1.
You got Mario World, Mario 3. There's so many.
Yeah, I think Mario 3 would probably go second.
Okay.
And then. See, I didn't play Mario 64 until much later.
Sure.
Probably until maybe 7 or 8 years ago.
Same for me, and I like it, but it shows its age.
Yeah.
You know?
So I would probably put either. Let's see.
Odyssey?
I really like. Probably Odyssey. Third.
Okay.
Yeah, Sunshine is phenomenal. I have great memories of that game, and I went back and played it a couple years ago, and it definitely stands up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's great. So yeah, those are the 3 I would put with honorable mentions for. Or for those, yeah.
So Nick commented and said Mario 2 is the best of all time. Now, are you talking Lost Levels Mario 2, or are you talking Doki Doki Panic?
Yeah,
Mario 2.
Probably Mario 2. Probably Doki Doki Panic.
Doki, yeah. I like that game. I actually really liked it.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
For me, my top 3. This is tough because Mario World and Mario 3 are so good for me. They're very special place in my heart for both those games.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, then you can quit your plumbing job and you can shave your mustache then for Nintendo. So that's fine.
Nice.
But no, Nick just said that if we don't agree with him, that he's quitting his plumbing job. So yeah, go ahead. That's fine. For me, I'm gonna have to say Mario Odyssey is probably. Oh man. I'm going to have to leave out World and Mario 3 to do this. So I'm going to say Odyssey is my third favorite Mario game of all time. I'm going to say second would be Mario 3D World. I loved that game. I just loved that game. I thought
that one grew on me. It took me a while to really try, because I didn't like the 2.5D camera, like not free roaming camera. But again, the post game stuff, man,
it's so good.
So intense.
And I found it much better to go with D-pad as opposed to analog stick with that game because of the 2.5D. Anytime you needed to move on an angle, it was just, in between up and right or up and left or whatever, and you were moving on that perfect angle.
Yeah.
So, but I played that with my wife, and the multiplayer aspect of it was amazing. So I love that game.
I never had anyone to play with.
Sure.
So
yeah, but 3D World was great. And then getting the top of every flagpole just to be able to unlock Champions Road was there were a couple that were really tough to do. But and then number one would be, and I'm gonna call me a cheater or whatever, Mario Galaxy 1 with Level Pack Edition Galaxy 2. It was just another level pack for Galaxy, and that's fine with me. And I liked Galaxy 1 more than 2 because of the hub, the space station. But I liked the levels probably in 2 a little bit more. But they're both, that game legendary. So anyways, so that's and Nick Monroe just said Mario 2 would be number 1, Mario 3 would be number 2, and Mario 64 would be number 3. All right.
Oh, hi Carl Nelson. Nice to see you, man.
Hi Carl. And Nick, you can still quit your plumbing job and shave your mustache. But those are, how do you disagree with a list of Mario games? So
for real.
So I think that top 3 for me would put those all within my top 10 of all time. So
awesome.
Yeah. All right.
So that was one long category.
It was, and now we're on to
the big one.
The one.
The big one.
The game
most prestigious
of
awards. The Nintendo Director's choice for the game of the year. Okay. Well, I was gonna say if we. Oh right. Well, yeah. This is the important one, so we definitely better
play a song for this one. Game of the year is. Dusty Diamonds All-Star Softball. Yes. And of course, it's Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Because why would it be anything else? Because that's the best game that's ever been made. So
it's pretty amazing. Jokes aside, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is absolutely one of my favorite games ever.
It's perfection.
It's just incredible. Like I said, I just started playing it again today after a break of several months because of Mario. And Mario is fantastic and phenomenal.
It would have won in any other year.
Absolutely. But Zelda is just on another level. It's just on another level. It's I spent half an hour in that world again today, and I was immediately engaged 1,000% because the aesthetic of it, when you're going around on your horse and you just see the peacefulness of the world. I was so impressed with how they did so much with so little in terms of soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Just when you're out in the wild there, they so nailed that aspect of it. And then of course, there's just so much to do. There's so much to do, and there's always something right around that next hill, right over that next hill. And I was, let's see, it's, it relates to a thing we're going to talk about later. Yeah.
Exactly. Because there were so many times where I would be playing Breath of the Wild and I would be thinking, okay, looking at the clock, like, okay, I should probably get to bed. All right, I'm just going to do this one thing. And then you crest this hill where you're going, and then it's like, oh, but there's that.
Yeah, there's this camp of enemies. And
that's going to be really quick. That's not going to derail me at all. And then
I think I see an area where a Korok seed might be, and just... it's the best, distraction game of... I was just like... I've never been so content to play for hours and do nothing or at least to accomplish quote unquote nothing.
Yeah.
And yet still feels completely satisfied in my gaming experience.
Yeah.
To do things that seem so inconsequential, and yet it's just
feels so good.
It feels so good, so brilliant.
Yeah, Tim. Hi, Tim. How you doing? And you, what you need to do is, I mean, even if it comes to this, like sell a kidney, whatever it takes, get. You gotta get the Switch. You gotta get, or if you have a Wii U, Wii U's can be had for pretty cheap now. So get a Wii U and get Breath of the Wild. Like you just need to play that game. It's so good. And Nick, yes, open world. What do they call it? They call it open air.
Open air.
Open air. Yeah. There's so much climbing and then like gliding down.
Did he ask like what's the game about? Okay.
He said I've heard so many good things. Open world, the physics of it. Yeah. Zelda Online though. Nick just said, will they ever come out with a Zelda Online?
I hope not. I really hope not. For me, Zelda is completely a single player experience.
If they did it, I wouldn't want to be Link. I would want like Link. Maybe it's like a special treat. Like once every 500 hours you're playing, it's just like there goes Link. Run after him, and then he's just got like this flock of like actual PCs running after him, and all he's like the one NPC that everyone just follows. That'd be sweet. And I'd be about that. Like if I could be a villager, if I could be,
I don't know. I really think we all have that connection with Link that we
true.
Just can't. I mean, or with the Zelda, if you will.
Yes.
You got to play as the Zelda. You got to
World of Zelda. You just said.
World of Zelda. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely revolutionary. The climbing mechanic of being able to go over any hill and any mountain, just totally frees you up. Which actually, now that I think about it, there was one category on here that we forgot, and that was our Nintendo. Thing, which kind of leads into this, I guess, is my pick for that. In other words, this is a game that didn't release on Nintendo console, and even besides Cuphead, which I love Cuphead, but my game for that would have been Horizon Zero Dawn, which is a PlayStation exclusive. Phenomenal game. It's an open world action kind of. It literally is an RPG. Zelda's not technically an RPG.
Some people would argue that it is, but
I would say they're wrong.
I would too.
But this is literally an RPG where you get experience and everything. But the combat in that game is fantastic. But the problem is, in a post Breath of the Wild world, in this Horizon came out like literally 3 days before Zelda came out.
Right.
In a post Breath of the Wild world, I'm seeing all these gorgeous landscapes, and I'm looking at these enemies and things. And I'm trying to go up this hill, and I'm like, why can't I climb this?
Yeah.
And it's ruined it for me. Why can't I climb this? Why can't I? Why don't the physics work like they do in Zelda? Why am I like stuttering on this hill here or whatever it is?
Give me a stamina circle and let me climb it.
That's right. And so it's a fantastic game. You should totally play it if you have a PlayStation 4. But yeah, it's kind of been ruined for me a little bit.
Cody just said,
hey Cody,
what is Zelda if not an RPG? And Nick said an MMORPG.
Oh,
no.
You're all so wrong. The Legend of Zelda, from its inception, has always been an action adventure game.
There we go.
Action adventure, because an RPG. Okay, there is the one exception. Zelda 2. Link's Adventure is an actual RPG. It has experience. It has you build up your character with like the numbers game, right?
The argument against this is, but you're playing the role of Link. You're playing the role of Mario in a Mario game. Exactly. Is that a side-scrolling RPG?
Right. You are role playing as that. But the technical term for an RPG is to actually have like experience and going up levels and.
Sorry, the people in the comments are saying things that are distracting me. Chris said Zelda role playing. I'll be an innkeeper.
There you go. You know, all the people coming to you. So that's the technical definition there.
Yes.
But it's okay. So Breath of the Wild, just if you don't have a Switch, it's 1,000% worth buying a Switch just for that game.
Yeah, it would be. You would get your money's worth. 1,000% just buying Breath of the Wild with the Switch.
But that's the thing, though.
There's more.
There's so much more.
But wait. Billy Mays.
That's right. So yeah, absolutely. Zelda's is deserving of the best game
of all time,
of all time, or whatever you want to call it. Definitely for 2017. Obviously, we're not the only outlet that is given in this award. The Game Awards, that small show that we
whatever
they gave it to them. IGN. There are
they important?
There They're our offshoot.
Yeah.
They came from us.
Yeah.
And
that's right.
We make all the decisions for them.
Yeah,
that's
right.
They do their own thing. So
the little guys in the industry.
That's right. Game Spot. I always want to say Game Stop, and that's wrong because they're the evil empire of retail video game sales, and we don't want that. But GameSpot gave their Game of the Year award. I think Polygon as well. Just Game Explain. I believe Game Explain did as well.
Got a question here. Could you open up Facebook in another tab and then dump all of those games into the chat? We just Nick said, can you paste your top games in the chat? I would do all of them except for the ones that are to come still.
Very good.
So
so in the comments of this here, like that.
Yeah. Yes. Yep. So, and Abigail said, if Zelda is the only game I play, I won't feel I made a bad investment in the Switch. That's 100% true.
Abigail is a recent, like within the last week or two, she just got her Switch.
Ooh.
So congratulations and
you
happy.
Have an infant Switch at home. That's so cute. That's great. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Zelda's so good. It's so good.
Okay, right.
There is more, Nick. There's more to come after the Game of the Year, but we're posting it all right now for you. So there's all of our awards thus far, and these next ones are going to be rapid fire. So here we go.
So these are kind of a bonus.
These are the most prestigious of our awards.
Yes.
So why don't you start? And we'll alternate here.
All right. So, I forgot one. We're gonna do this real quick.
yeah. It's perfect that's the one we forgot.
That's right.
You're gonna know why right now. So, Brad,
the first award post the Game of the Year award is the ADD Award for 2017. This goes to The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Oh yes, of course, because
as we were talking about before, again, you will play for hours and hours, and you will try to accomplish one thing.
You may not have made any progress in the game.
Exactly.
And it will still have been fun and worth it.
You will totally just, again, going over that next hill, or what's that over there, and you can go there. That's the crazy thing. I'm
going to cut down these trees for a while because I want wood. So
I want all those things. Good.
Next.
Go ahead, the next one.
The Best Bang for Your Buck Award. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Because, again, you could buy a Switch and just Breath of the Wild. Worth it.
And be satisfied, yes. The next one is the Blow Your Wallet on All of the Amiibo Award. This goes to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Oh, those
so many Amiibo.
The champion ones are so expensive.
Oh, Tim Church just said 3DS awards. We've got a couple of those at the end for you.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
ADD Award, again, to the Nintendo directors.
That's right. Yeah.
Next, this is the best accordion player in a game. Dusty Diamond's All-Star Song. No, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild with Cass.
Our good friend Cass. He's probably my favorite character in the game.
Besides
me, or the supporting cast, I guess. That song, man.
It's so good. You hear it and you just, it's wonderful.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar with what we're talking about, I've got it.
Yeah, we'll have that playing in the background right now while we do our final awards, going through the rest of our fully prestigious awards. Yeah.
Takes me back.
I just want to think about what to do right now. I'm going to jump off the top of your house. Like lighter. Wait, no. That would be something. No, okay. All right. Okay. All right. Someone just said, attendance deficit. Yeah.
All right, so let's turn this off.
All right.
ADD.
The next one.
The next one is the best city builder game for a Nintendo system, and this goes to The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Terrytown! Yay!
Okay, now I gotta be honest. I haven't actually finished building Terrytown yet. But
do that.
I'm on my way. I'm making my way there, but I hear it's expensive. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Go sell.
Tell a little bit about Terrytown for our listeners if they're not.
Terrytown is this empty plateau, and then you wind up building a town there after you've fully tricked out your house that you purchase back in Hatino.
Okay. So you get to make a house.
You get to make a house and then make it nice, and then you get to go build a town after that. Because why wouldn't you do that after you built a house?
Absolutely.
You should build a town. And there's some heartwarming moments that go along with it, nice story development. But in order to get the money, this isn't really a major spoiler at all. Okay. Sell your gems to the Gerudo woman that's in the Goron village.
The Goron village? Or the Gerudo village?
Goron.
Okay, I haven't been to the Goron Village yet. So.
The one where you ignite on fire?
No, I haven't gone up the mountain yet. Remember, I'm only about halfway through the story, even though I put hundreds of hours into this game.
When you get to the Goron Village, there'll be a Gerudo lady there.
Okay.
She buys gems.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
All right, we got one more. I think this is the last one.
You can't give your town tax cuts, Nick. So I wish you could. You can't play your Atari 2600 through Nintendo systems either, Chris and Becky DeYoung.
Hey, Chris and Becky DeYoung, welcome.
But yes, Nick, you can build not cities, but a singular town. So
very cool.
Terrytown.
The final award we have to give out tonight for the 2017 is the best cooking simulator, and this award goes to
Breath of the Wild.
Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Because you cook so much in that game.
You do, and it actually surprisingly deep.
It really deep. And then it gets to the point where you go, I don't care anymore, just 5 of this.
Just give me the meat,
just give me 5 meats, and then have a wonderful skewer.
Well, after so many hours, you just collected so many of everything. And so, but if you really want to get into it, there's actually like logic to it, I guess.
Cody disagrees with us. He says, the winner is Overcooked. You're wrong. It's Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Because all the things.
But we have a couple 3DS awards, and these are going to be ADD off the cuff because Brad has played 3DS, and I don't own one. So, Brad, why don't you just give us the top 3 games for the 3DS?
Okay, so for the 2017, the obvious award for the best 3DS game is Metroid: Samus Returns. This was an incredible surprise from E3 this year, and it came. It's a 2D Metroid game with sort of 3D elements, 2.5D kind of, but that set up in the traditional 2D Metroid style.
Troy Anderson is watching. Hi, Troy.
Hey, Troy. Welcome. Set up in a 2D style and very much as Metroidvania as you can get, and it was very successful. I honestly haven't finished it yet. I've started it, I got distracted by other things, but it's awesome. It's excellent. Excuse me. It really gets you that old formula of finding an item, going down, the Super Metroid, what Super Metroid really kind of perfected is carried on here. And so the fact that it exists is awesome. The fact, I believe, as far as I know, it's sold very well, means we probably will get more, which is great. Technically, it's a remake of Metroid 2, which came out on the original Game Boy. And so honestly, if you tried to go back and play that game now, it would be very difficult. And really, honestly, Samus Returns is a remake of that game in name only. I mean, it's the same concept. You're still trying to eliminate these 40 Metroids from this planet, but everything else is just so different. There's a full map. There's all these gameplay systems that are just so much better. And of course, you're not having to look at the puke green screen of the.
I always called it Pickle Juice.
Pickle Juice.
Yeah, whatever. Game Boy. Yeah.
So that's definitely by far the best game. I would give an honorable mention to one of the most recent Phoenix Wright game, Spirit of Justice. Excellent. Again, great part of that series. I really have enjoyed those. They've been my right before bed, or sometimes when I donate plasma, I just play through those games. They're very kind of low key.
Back to Metroid. How would you compare that to the Super Nintendo Metroid? Because
how would I compare it? Like quality wise, or
Super Metroid is one of my favorite games.
It's
better, even, you think?
No, I wouldn't say it's better. I mean, but it definitely falls
Close
into
enough.
that. Yeah, it's very, very good. You might actually. I mean, I think Super Metroid is absolutely a classic, and I'm just bad at video games, so I never finished that game.
Okay.
I got lost and I got a little frustrated. So,
sure.
But I totally recognize the brilliance of the design of it and the way that it's made. So I guess because I don't know, I've always kind of been a 3D Metroid kind of guy, because my first real Metroid game was Metroid Prime.
So good.
Which is why I cannot wait for Metroid Prime 4 on the Switch. Probably not till like 2020, but you never know. A man can dream.
I'll take it whenever I get it.
Yeah. So I've always been more of a 3D Metroid guy, but as far as 2D ones go, I know the Super Metroid for the Super NES is fantastic, but I think this would probably fall underneath that.
Okay.
And maybe we're close to it, but yeah, probably a little lower.
So honorable mention would be Phoenix Wright.
Spirit of Justice, yep.
And then
gosh, what else did I play this year?
Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Oh, right.
It's a mobile device. Kind of like a 3DS.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know what else. Did I really buy any other major 3DS games this year? I don't even think I did.
Remember you talking about some earlier?
I was playing Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton.
Yeah.
Which was an excellent game. I don't think it definitely didn't come out in 2017.
It did not.
There was actually another Layton game that did come out. I just haven't played it yet.
Okay.
It's called Lady Layton. It's there's the six main games in the Layton series, and then it was like, we're done. But we're not.
Yeah.
And so now they're back, and so it's obviously not starring Professor Layton. It's his apprentice, I guess, or one of his apprentices. One of the characters that shows up late in those games that kind of takes over her own detective business, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Nick just said my kids love Scribblenauts.
Oh, They haven't released a Scribblenauts game in a little while, in several years, I think, actually.
I've played that on my iPhone quite a bit in the last year or so.
Oh, no, it came out on iOS?
Yep.
That's cool.
Played it. I do a lot of, I never play the game. I just put Cthulhu out there and let him face off against, like, Santa.
That actually, I played Scribblenauts so I played not Superstar, Super something. It was the sequel, the second game in the series for the DS.
Yep.
Great game. I had a lot of fun though when I found it was on a Steam sale or something. Scribblenauts Unlimited for my PC, obviously. Right. I remember one night I had a bunch of friends over and we just played that game and had a blast. It's a great group game.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, what should we do now? Do the helicopter in the toilet with the rainbow sparkles and
why not? Why not?
Right. So there's all kinds of great things that come out of that.
Here we go. A quick question from Chris and Becky DeYoung. Is the Wii system worth anything now that our two teens are done with it? Unfortunately, almost not at all.
Goodness no.
I mean,
buy a Switch. I mean, they're gonna
if you're talking about resale value of a Wii, you might get $10 for it now. Trade-in value.
I mean, yeah,
maybe
a little more than that. Well, I don't know. I think you can still get a good $30 or $40 out of the GameCube, which is before that generation. But I guess Wii is so much more.
Yeah, there's
so many more of them.
Last I knew, it was like $10 as a trade-in at GameStop.
Oh man.
So
then again, that's GameStop.
Yeah.
Craigslist, maybe.
maybe 20, but there's just so many Wiis out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's unfortunate, but
keep and play New Super.
I agree. Keep it in place. New Super Mario Bros. There's so many good games on the Wii. So just keep it. Unless you have a Wii U and a GameCube, then you don't need a Wii.
You can get Super Mario Galaxy and Galaxy 2 on that.
They're
awesome.
They're amazing. So yeah.
But yeah. The Switch is where it's at.
I guess let's since we're done with the awards, why don't we say our one wish for the Switch going forward?
Or for 2018, maybe?
Yeah, for 2018.
Maybe we'll probably do a more in-depth show about this in the future. But
my one wish would be, and I'm gonna say a this or that. I don't need it to be both, but I want either Ni no Kuni 2.
Oh, that would be great.
Or I want Final Fantasy VII, the remake. Either one. Or Final Fantasy VI, remake it only for the Switch because I want Final Fantasy VI again. Because it's so good. And it was finally unseated as the best game of all time for me by Breath of the Wild.
And we actually thought about doing a best RPG category and just putting Final Fantasy VI on there.
Yeah, because
it was released on the Super NES Classic.
Yep.
Technicality.
Yeah. So, anyways, that would be my wish going forward.
What do I want? Gosh, I just want Smash.
Yeah, Smash.
I mean, it's inevitable that it'll come, but I'm just wondering. I want to know.
You just wished for the sun to come up.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, no. More than that, I want, and hopefully, we're going to know about this very soon because the rumors suggest that there's going to be a January Direct. Nintendo Direct coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know about the online
which is named after our podcast.
Exactly.
Directors.
That's right. They contacted us and they got the rights for it.
We do something called a Nintendo Direct. We're like, sure, go ahead.
Definitely.
It's $3 million.
I want to know about the online program. I want to know what that's going to look like, and I want to know Virtual Console.
Yeah,
Actually, that's what I want. I want GameCube Virtual Console. I want everything Virtual Console, and I really hope it's not true what people are suggesting that. They got the NES Classic, they got the Super NES Classic, but they're not going to release those games as part of a Virtual Console service on Switch.
I
really hope that's not true.
If they just put all of the games all of their games on there and said
Exactly.
it's $15 a month and you can play all the games. I would pay $15 a month, a subscription fee. They're going to get so much more money out of me that way.
Are they though? They can charge $5 to $10 per game.
I'm not buying them for $5 to $10 a game because I've got a Retro Pi. I'm not going to do it, but I would absolutely $15 a month. You're going to get, what would that be, $180 from me a year? There you go, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Print money. Just make it a subscription. I'd do it. So.
Yeah, so that's what I'm looking forward to finding out the most. 2018 is kind of the big question mark this year. Where they released a lot of their big guns in 2017. I think, they've kind of thought ahead, but
Bayonetta will be coming out.
Yeah, that's true. I think there's going to be a lot of surprises this year.
I think so too. Yeah.
I think that's going to be a really good.
Maybe Metroid Prime 4 will be out this year. Maybe the teaser, just the logo. Maybe that was their way of saying we're going to let them think it's a far off in the future thing, and then this January Direct, it'll just be like, here's what Metroid Prime 4 is going to look like.
A man can dream.
Oh, man. It'd be so good. All right.
A man can dream. So that, my friends, did we miss any categories? Tell us in the comments. Did we miss any exciting things? I think, again, any developers that are still watching, they can come to Grand Rapids, and we'll
try and fit you on an episode at some point.
Yeah, we'll check our schedule.
Yeah,
we're kind of a big deal.
Our people will talk to your people. So.
Well, if you contact us.
Party games. Nick just said party games.
Party games.
Snipper Clips.
Yep.
Seriously, Snipper Clips is so good, but I think it only goes 2 players.
Actually, what I've heard is fantastic, and I really want to look into it if it ever goes on sale. Is the Jackbox Party Packs. Have you heard of these?
Mm-mm.
So it's from the guys who did originally You Don't Know Jack.
Oh, okay.
But I hear that these party packs are obviously they're specifically designed as party games, and they're really unique. But they basically you put it on one screen, and then everybody gets a code for their phone. They download an app, and then they give their own answers for different things. And I'm blanking on it now, but there's lots. There's like a murder mystery game, and there's like everyone gives a weird answer, almost like an apples to apples kind of thing.
Sure.
There's dozens of games that they play, but I hear number 3 is the best. That's what they say.
I would say party game. I haven't played it, and it's only because I don't feel it's worthy of its price tag. Even though if I got it, I would probably say, okay, maybe I get why they charge that much. But I want to Switch.
Oh yeah,
Have you played it?
I haven't played it.
I've heard amazing things, but I
hear it wears off pretty quickly.
Okay, so it's like the Wii Sports of it, but it's good for parties. Like you don't even need a TV.
It's like the Wii Baseball or the Wii Boxing of
so it's not bowling.
Because bowling is forever.
I would still play bowling.
I played bowling every day.
100-pin bowling?
For like years.
If there's a bowling alley in the real world.
Oh, the 100-pin bowling, man. I forgot about that.
If there's a bowling alley in the real world that ever does 100-pin bowling, do you realize if you're a bowling alley owner, out of the 3,004 people that are watching right now, if you're a bowling alley owner, if you want to just have a line out the door forever, have 100-pin bowling.
I forgot about that.
That's the best.
That's
it's
awesome.
the best. All you would need to do is set up 10 different pin depositors to make a 100 pin. You just need to have an extra wide lane.
Right.
I would go there. I would pay so much money.
Extra large bowling ball.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Yeah, it'd be sweet. Maybe they could even just do it where you like in one of those inflatable balls and you just throw yourself down. Come on,
or
people,
just the slip and slide down the
with giant pins that like crush you. You have to
what
want
that old game show? All the slime.
Double Dare.
Double Dare.
Yeah,
that would be a perfect Double Dare game. Awesome. So party games are great.
Yeah, I think we're kind of done.
Think we're done? Yeah, they're probably tired of watching us anyway.
Yeah, we're down to 3,003 viewers. So
okay,
all right,
we better move on. So I guess look ahead. This was episode 3012. The date for our next one will be second week of January.
Although that might conflict with MMC.
Actually, I don't think it does because that's the
MMC
week is the 24th.
The week after.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think we should be okay, and we usually record before that anyway. So should be good. So look for that. In fact, I got a calendar right here. I got computers. So the 28th technically was our record date for this one. So the 11th, Thursday the 11th should be our at least our posting date for that. I kind of like this Facebook Live thing. We'll have to do this again at some point.
Definitely.
It was cool. I like the interaction of the people on on that.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
So you can find us on obviously iTunes and Google Play and Stitcher. If you want to really help us a lot, you could go on those services and leave us a review, a 10-star review, a 12-star review.
All of your stars?
All the stars. And you could say nice things about us. That'd be great. And it helps the show get visibility.
Even if it's a lie. Just nice things.
Sure. Yes. We are on Twitter at N_directors. We are on YouTube at Nintendo Directors. You can find all the shows that are there in blank video form, if you will. There's a picture of Link
waving a stick at people.
Waving a stick with our little logo there. If you want to be part of the show in a normal week when we're not doing Facebook Live, oh dear, 3,000 stars. There you go. I like it. Perfect. I like it. And so you can go. You can email us at nintendodirectorspodcast@gmail.com. And I think that's about it. So,
cool. Any
final thoughts, Mr. Mark?
No, my thoughts are gone.
Seriously, thank you for everyone who tuned in.
Made a lot of fun.
It was very cool. I think that is it. All of the awards are done.
Cool. Thanks for watching.
Play more Zelda.
Yeah, we'll see you in 2018. Bye-bye. There we go. All right. Cool.
That was sweet.
Yeah. And post.
I think the Switch was a good idea, actually.
Yeah.
It got people's attention, probably.
Yep. Why are they giving that away?
Yeah.
Now we're going to get 1-star reviews. They didn't give away the Switch. It's all clickbait.
There's legal issues. We can't. We're too big of a company to. I should turn off this Audacity thing. Dang. And